Hey y'all, Chelsea and Danny here.
Enjoy this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. This room used to be a bedroom. This week we'll show you how we made it into this great bathroom.
Welcome to Today's Homeowner with Danny Lipford. Get ready for a half hour full of projects, tips, and ideas to help you improve your home.
Hey, I'm glad you're with us this week. We're in the early stages of a renovation on this beautifully restored older home here in Mobile, Alabama. Now, the weather's really not cooperating very much today, but that's okay. All of our work is on the inside. This week, we're helping the owners of this home achieve something they wanted for a long, long time, and that's a nice master bedroom, bathroom suite. And we're accomplishing this by taking two existing bedrooms on the upper part of the house and reallocating the space to take care of that master bedroom, master bathroom, and along the way, a few extra closets. We could all use a few extra closets. Now you'll see the whole project completed in this week's show. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. There's a lot taking place around this project today because they're still in the process of a good bit of demolition as well as a number of new areas that they're framing up. Now, before we started this project, this was a fairly good-sized room. Had a large bookcase running all the way down one side of the wall. Then the adjacent bedroom was a good bit smaller, and this is where we started most of our demolition in removing all of the old plaster off the walls. Now, as a result of taking all the plaster out, we kind of exposed the cavities of the walls here that will enable us to give the homeowners a little side benefit by insulating not only the outside walls for energy efficiency, but also all the interior walls for soundproofing to prevent or minimize some of the sound transfer from one room to the next. Now, the homeowners wanted to make sure that every inch of these two bedrooms is fully utilized, and I don't blame her, so she hired an architect to create a plan that did just that. Now, the set of plans that he created included an existing plan that showed the two separate bedrooms with two separate entrances. In the renovation plans, we'll eliminate one of the doorways and realign the other doorway to create more space for the bedroom suite. The new master bathroom will be created within the smaller of the two bedrooms and will include a tub, a fairly large shower, the toilet, and a nice sized vanity. And then in between the bedroom and bathroom will be the closet that the homeowners wanted to make sure was worked into the plans. Now, to dedicate an entire bedroom for a new bathroom and new closet is a fairly big decision for any homeowner. But this homeowner, Stephanie O'Dowd, made it clear it was very important to her.
The bathroom thing came about because when we first bought the house, we had children who could successfully share a bathroom because they were little. Then one day we woke up and we had teenagers and they couldn't successfully share a bathroom. So to relieve some stress and to give everybody a better living space, my husband came up with the idea of moving the children to the back bedrooms and then taking a bedroom and making sort of a master suite. And the end result is that my daughter has her own little suite area, the boys have theirs, and Mike and I have ours. And we also picked up some extra living space because we have the porch across the front. Gaining the porch was one of the real reasons that my husband wanted to do this renovation, because we've had that terrific porch and we only use it at Christmas and decorate out there and things. Now with the doors making it more functional, we can go out there and read, we're going to have a swing. It's really like having a sort of outdoor living room on the front of our house.
This is the access that leads from the bedroom right into the new master bathroom. Along the way, the closet that we framed up between the two rooms. Now, Stephanie and her family should really be happy with the new bathroom because of the size. We have nice tall ceilings we've been able to maintain, large tub, large shower. They should really be happy with this. But we had to do something that we normally don't like to do because of the layout of the shower and the tub, and that's to eliminate a source of natural light. Now, we had a 3-foot by 6-foot window on this side of the room that we had to remove the window so that our wall would be able to continue up. But we left the framework and the trim work in place on the window on the outside, and later on we'll be mounting two of the shutters in the closed position to make it look like just a regular window with the shutters closed. We did the same thing on the same side of the house on an earlier renovation project on this home, and it looked just fine. Now also the carpenters have been busy with building the tub cradle as well as the curbing for the shower using all treated wood. This way, after everything's been wrapped around in terms of the drywall on one side, tile on the other, we can mount our glass shower enclosure here to create the new custom shower. Now that'll get it all ready for the plumber in this area so that he can start routing our lines. But one subcontractor we need out on the job is our electrician. He will need to completely eliminate all the old knob and tube wiring that we found once the walls were removed. By eliminating all of this wiring, we'll be able to completely rewire both rooms to make it a lot safer for the homeowners. Hey, there's a lot of details on a project like this, so stick around.
It's time to pick up a few tricks of the trade from Danny and home repair expert Joe Truini in this week's Simple Solution. Brought to you by DuPont Tithing. Build it once, build it right.
Well, Joe, what do we have going on today?
How you doing, Danny?
Doing good.
This deck is way out of level. I'm just trying to determine how far out it is so that we can build it up. That outer edge is sunken down into the soil, so we have to build it up and pour new footings. And I'm just trying to figure out how far up we need to build it.
Okay.
And the deck's about 10 feet wide, and you can't get an accurate reading with just a 4-foot level. So what I've done is effectively extended the accuracy of the level by setting it on top of a perfectly straight 2x4. Okay. That allows me to get a reading across the whole deck. In fact, I'm going to hold it level. Do me a favor and just measure the distance we have underneath it. It's right about there.
Oh boy, it's 4 1/4. It's not unusual to have a little bit of a slope, but that's a little bit much.
Yeah, that's almost like a ramp. That's way ordinarily you might want about 1/2 inch of slope in this distance, but so what we're going to need to do is just build that up.
Now, I guess this same idea could be used for, say, creating a patio or landscape timbers.
Yeah.
What about a vertical surface like a problem wall?
Yeah, sure. Anywhere that you'd ordinarily use a level, if you can extend the accuracy by just using a perfectly straight board. On a vertical surface, I'd tape the level to the board just so it didn't fall over.
Okay. Well, you really need a good straight board if you're doing something like this.
Yeah, in a case like this, the accuracy of the whole tip depends on the board. What you might want to do is pick out a perfectly straight board at the lumber yard and use it either that day or the next day before it has a chance to maybe warp.
Well, as you can see, we're in the process of installing all of the drywall in one room and finishing all of the screwing of the screws here in this room. That way, later today, our drywall finisher can get started. Now, it's been very busy over the last week. Our electrical contractor was out and completely rewired both the bedroom and the bathroom, including removing all of the old knob and tube wiring. He also added a number of new light fixtures, including a few of the recessed lights we have in this room and several others in the bathroom. Also, our heating and cooling contractor was out to make sure all of our supply lines are working properly and located where they should be. Since we added a number of new walls, several of the outlets had to be moved. Now, another contractor that's playing a key role in this project is our plumber, because we're actually creating a bathroom where a bedroom used to be. Now, his name's Artie McGowan, and we spoke with him earlier this week. Well, Artie, looks like you're moving along well with all the plumbing here.
Yeah, about to get it in there so you can close your walls up, Danny.
Okay, what all do you have left here on this one?
Got some water lines to catch here on the tub, got an outside hose faucet requested by the homeowner, and a shower valve that sits right behind us here.
Okay, now establishing a new bathroom, and you and I have worked together on a lot of projects, and when you're trying to determine where a bathroom will go, you really have to find that source for the drain and the water line.
Yes, in this case we got lucky. Had a chase coming up the wall here, cut a little hole in the siding downstairs and went underneath the stairwells and found a tie-in underneath there.
That's great. Sometimes it's not that easy, is it?
No, and it doesn't get that easy sometimes.
And what about a slab, when you have a house that's on a slab and trying to establish a bathroom? That's a lot of fun.
Oh, that could be rough. You know, it involves a jackhammer most of the time, too.
Right, you have to trench out to tie all of that in. Now, I know that drain lines are really the challenge. Water lines are fairly easy, aren't they?
Yeah, water lines can be ran anywhere. I mean, they're pressurized, and you don't need what we call fall that you have to have on a drain line.
Okay, all right. Now, I notice you're putting some guards over here. Tell our viewers why something as simple as this is so important.
Well, when these guys come to nailing, we don't want them going through our pipes, and so this is a simple procedure. You just lay the guard over the top of it, nail it, and then when they put their decking over it and they try to shoot a nail here, it's not going to go.
Good, good, okay, because those are some of the phone calls you really don't want to have, is a nail going in after you've finished it.
Especially in a situation like this, it's not easy to get to.
Okay, good. All right, well, you just have a little bit to go here, and we'll be able to close these walls up. I'll let you get back to work. After Artie completed all of the plumbing work and our heating and cooling contractor and our electrician completed their work, we were able to move forward with our inspection by the local building officials. Now, they said everything's fine, so we were approved to move along with our walls. Now, you'll see the walls here in the bathroom actually has a nice little green tint to it. The reason for that is it's a moisture-resistant drywall that's generally used in wet areas like a tub or a shower area. Now, we like to use it on all walls of all bathrooms because it's really not much more expensive than regular drywall, and it really provides a lot of protection from all the moisture that will be in a bathroom like this one. Now, we also had to do some very interesting framing, and here's why. The studs that we have here in this 100-year-old house run from the roof area all the way down to the foundation. It's called balloon framing. It's not done very much anymore, but you can understand with a stud being over 20 foot long and over 100 years old, it's bound to warp and bend a little bit. So in order to have a nice straight wall, we put our 2x4s directly beside the existing 2x6s. We started here with it being smooth with the old wood, and then gradually brought it out to the level point. You can see it extends here in front of the old studs about 3/4 of an inch. This way we'll have a nice straight wall. Now, with all of the drywall going up and our finisher coming in later today, we can really move along on this project, and you'll be able to see it in its completion before the end of the show. And along the way, we'll show you how we've really maintained a lot of the character of the old house and still provided a nice modern look.
Now let's join Danny at the Home Center to check out this week's best new product, brought to you by the Home Depot.
If you're about to do a little painting around your home, you have a lot of decisions to make. Not only choosing the right color from all the different colors that are available, but also you have to choose the sheen of the paint that you select. And there's several of those. You have matte or flat finish, you have flat enamel, you have eggshell, you have satin, semi-gloss, and high gloss. Now, in the past, if you were painting an area of your home that may be prone to a lot of little fingerprints or any type of markings, then you would usually be recommended to choose something that's scrubbable, like a semi-gloss or a high gloss paint. Well, nowadays, finally, there's a flat enamel and flat finish that's also scrubbable. It's from Behr. They've developed this so that you can use a flat paint and still have that scrubbability in areas where maybe your wall has a few little imperfections in it. Flat paint will cover those much better than any type of gloss paint. Now, you can see from the example we have here where we have a piece of drywall that's been painted with the Behr scrubbable paint, and you can see some of the marks and where they cleaned it right in the middle here. Did not affect the actual quality of the surface. Now, in the past with a flat paint, if you tried to scrub it like that, you would end up getting the paintbrush out to do a little touch-up on it, but here it really worked out well. So now you can get the type of finish that you want flat without having to worry about the scrubbability. All of our new doors are now in place and all painted, and Mark's in the process of just installing the lock, and this will be complete. Now, this door replaced a large window that was here, and the homeowners always wanted a door to be able to gracefully get out onto the balcony. Now they have the door they wanted. Also, when we had this door made, we lined up the mullion in the middle of the door with the top of the window and the bottom of the window so that it really blends in there in the front of the house. Now, the painters have been busy with painting all of the trim and the walls. The mantle has been painted, almost looks brand new. Also, we've replaced the original ceramic that was around the fireplace with new granite, and they're about to install some really nice pieces of ceramic that has a crackle finish on it that'll really add to the authenticity of the overall fireplace. Now, blending the old with the new is always a challenge in any project, and one person that really helped us out on this project is Janelle Millay, an interior designer. She's out on the job today.
This 3-inch just on the floor.
Janelle, what a shower here. I know it's going to be fairly large, but this one's a big one.
Yes, Stephanie wanted lots of room, and she's got it.
I love all the black and white thing you have going with the white tiles on the wall, a little bit of black veining, and then all the black granite that surrounds it. That's always a good look.
Yes, black and white are very traditional and been around for many centuries.
And what about the floor? How are you going to handle the floor?
We'll use this 3-inch tile to allow drainage of the water into the center.
Okay, that's perfect. What about the main floor of the bathroom here? Are you going to use any of these materials out here?
We'll use the 12-inch porcelain tile, but we'll place it on a diagonal.
Oh,
compared to
great.
Put it as, like straight on the wall.
Yeah, that always is a good look. Now, what about over here in terms of the wall? And first of all, I got to ask you about this paint. Kind of red right now.
It is a very joyful color, one of Stephanie's favorite. And this is just a primer, so the top coat, mini coats actually will give it a lot of depth.
Okay, or is that going to be a gloss or an eggshell? Have you?
We'll use an eggshell in the bathroom where water is present, so it'll have a good finish on it.
Perfect. What about the mirror here? You going to try an oval mirror or?
No, we will mirror that entire wall all the way to the corner, which will enlarge the room tremendously and bring it up to the height of the door frame.
Now, I love the light fixtures too. They really fit in here.
Yes, they do, and they're original to the home. This is we had 6 of them. We used 5, and this is the original to 2 in each room.
Wow.
With this finish, so we had them brush chromed and just cleaned up and rewired.
Well, I know it's always a challenge to kind of match someone's contemporary feel like the homeowner has with more of a traditional house like we have, but I guess the white trim really helped on that, tying that back into the house.
Yes, the trim is consistent throughout the house, and they've reproduced it here, and the white is very, very traditional.
Oh, it's great. Well, you're doing a great job, and I know that Greg will be laying this floor soon, and another thing that will be happening very soon is the refinishing of the hardwood floor in the bedroom. When the ceramic is complete, the bedroom's heart pine floors are sanded down completely to bare wood. Then a dark, rich stain is applied and hand rubbed in to match the rest of the home's floors. Now, while the floor is dry, let's take a look at around the yard.
Let's head outside for Around the Yard with Danny and lawn and garden expert Tricia Craven-Worley.
Well, Tricia, it looks like you've had a tough day out in the garden, even broken out the chair, and probably just in time. I think we're about to get wet.
Oh, we are. And you know, at the end of a day, a gardener, the last thing they think about is cleaning their tools, but it's a really important task.
Now, why is it so important? I know you spend a lot of money on tools, so naturally you want to protect your investment, but what are some other reasons?
Well, some people just spray it off, but sometimes, well, most of the time, that's just not enough, because did you know that you can spread disease by your tools too?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you've got to get all of that dirt off there and clean the tool.
Okay.
You spend a lot of money on tools, so a way I find so that they don't end up looking like this, rusty and almost useless,
Right.
is I like to spray them with a little bit of lubricant.
Okay.
And if you don't have lubricant, you might use some oil like a motor oil.
I see.
And then go across the edge, the whole face of your trowel or your shovel, any of your tools, even loppers, this would work well for them.
Okay, all right, and that probably knocks off a little bit of the rust and then applies a coat of lubricant over it to kind of prevent that rust.
Exactly, it does apply a little bit of a coat on them. So then I have an additional tip for you too. Especially tools that have a nice sharp edge like this, if you prepare a bucket with some sand and a little bit of that motor oil, mixing it together so that it turns just a little bit of a different color, you can stick those tools in there and it will help those edges stay nice and sharp and all of the surface stay nice and dry.
Good. Our work here is done. Stephanie and Janelle are already busy putting the nice decorating touches on the remodeled space. The bedroom has a bright contemporary look thanks to the color selection, but it still maintains its traditional feel because of the heart pine floors and the fireplace with its new hearth and surround. The red walls in the bathroom also are very eye-catching. The tub and shower are both very spacious, and the black granite and white porcelain create nice, clean lines. The mirrored wall above the vanity makes the room seem even larger, and the refinished antique light fixtures keep the space tied to its historic roots. With the master suite complete, Stephanie and her husband Mike can now concentrate on the front porch in creating the kind of retreat they have in mind. Hey, I'm glad you joined us. Come on back next week. I'm Danny Lipford. You can't do it yourself without the right tools, so be here next week. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.